Diary of a Wimpy Kid, Hard Luck by Kinney. Pages 30 to 60. I feel pretty lucky I got a seat because the people who didn't get one have to find a place to sit wherever they can. The kids in the middle of the line have pretty much given up hope that they're going to get a spot. I heard that that Brady Connor sold his position at the number 15 spot to Glenn Harris, who was one spot back for $5 in an ice cream sandwich. Ka-ching! Unfortunately for me, the two kids in the front of the line were Earl Dremel and his twin brother, Andy. And they took Abigail and Rowley's spots. Earl and Andy both have physical education right before lunch, and those guys bake their gin sours just like I do. Even though I sit at a table with a bunch of guys, I wouldn't call any of them my friends. Because when we head out for recess, we go our separate ways. I used to hang out with Raleigh during recess, but those days are over. It's probably time for me to strike out on my own. But the problem is, I don't know where I'm supposed to go. First of all, there are some kids I have to watch out for on the playground. A few years ago, Mom invited a bunch of my classmates to my birthday party. But she thought I already had enough toys, and she said so on the invitation. You're invited to Greg Hepley's birthday party on this Saturday at 4 p.m. Post note: Gregory has plenty of toys. If you bring a gift, please consider a book. Usually, when you open presents at your birthday party, all the other kids are jealous. But at my party, I think people just felt sorry for me. At last! Unfortunately, Mom's idea caught in with a bunch of other moms in her neighborhood. And nowadays, I have to be careful whenever I see kids walking around that recess carrying a new book. Thanks, Uncle. Not jerk. So, then there's Leon feasting his game. I got into a situation with those guys a few summers ago, and it's been bad blood between us ever since. One day, me and Rowley went down to the school to ride on our bikes on the basketball court. But Leon and his friends showed up a few minutes later. They told us that we were going to have to leave so they could play basketball. I told Leon we could make a compromise, and they could have one half of the court, and we could ride our bikes on the other. They didn't like that idea and gave us the boot. On the ride home, I was really mad that we let ourselves get pushed around like that, and I wanted to do something about it. A few days later, Mom asked me out of the blue if I wanted to sign me up for the Superhero Training Academy. She showed me the flyer, and I was sold. Enroll your child in the Superhero Training Academy at the YMCA. Unlock your child's inner superpowers. Enroll at the front desk. I couldn't wait to graduate from the Superhero Training Academy and show Leon and his gang of fingertips using a hurricane breath. Riley's mom signed him up too, and we were both pretty excited about it. But on the first day, I realized it was a total scam. First of all, the Superhero Training Academy was in the gymnastics room at the YMCA, and not some secret bunker underneath the building. Then I found out the whole superpower part was a joke. You should have seen it at the Wasp Smash station. It was all these kids running into foam blocks. Good job, Jonathan. So me and Riley were stuck in day camp for a week while our mom ran errands. And at the end, we didn't even get masks or costumes or anything, or cool anything like that. We just got these dumb certificates that said, Gregory Heffley is a superhero of showing good manners during the snack time. Stop. A few weeks later, we went down to the basketball court to ride our bikes again. Sure enough, Leon and his friends were on the basketball court. But I guess I should have given Riley the heads up that his superhero training was totally worthless. He just blew on Leon. Huh? Aside from the kids I need to avoid like Leon, there are a few different groups that hang out together at recess. And I don't think I really fit in with any of them. There are some kids who just play a fantasy card game, and another group that just hangs out and reads. Then there's a group that plays on the field. A few months ago, the school banned any games that involved ball because too many kids were getting hurt. So these guys made up a game where somebody's shoe is the ball. But don't even ask me what the point of the game is. Where's your punch? Get out of my way! Eric Liv hangs out with his sketchy friends behind the school where the teachers can't see them. I've heard that if you want to buy an old book report or homework assignment, he's the guy to talk to. Lip, lip, lip. The girls hang out in groups too. There's one that jumps rope near the side of the school and another that does hopscotch 50 feet away. I've heard the two groups don't get along, but I have no idea what's that about. I'll tell you the group I wish I could join. And that's the girls who hang out near the cafeteria door and gossip about everyone who walks by. I've tried to slip into that group before, but it's pretty clear outsiders aren't welcome. Looks like Lori got a fancy new haircut. As if that makes up for her tacky earrings. As if. The only place where the girls and boys hang out together is on the playground. Some of the kids have started playing Girls Chase Boys, which is a big thing back in elementary school. I've tried to get in on the Girls Chase Boys game over the years, but most of the girls are only interested in chasing the popular guys like Bryce Anderson. Is Bryce absent today or something? Yeah, but you can't catch me. I don't think so. Every so often during Girls Chase Boys, somebody will yell out, "Boys chase girls!" and flip the whole game. It goes back and forth like that until the bell rings and it's time to go back inside. The only problem with that game is that they never say what you're supposed to do when you actually catch someone. I remember in 5th grade when we were playing Boys Chase Girls and I caught Cara, Punter, Fair, and Square. Gotcha! Ah! Cara reported me to the playground monitor who made me sit against the wall for the rest of recess. I'm pretty sure the school called my parents too. I think the school realized there are some kids who have trouble joining with the others at recess. So a few weeks ago, they turned a report a bully station on the playground to a find a friend station. Find a friend station. Press the button and and wait here. I thought that find a friend station was a lame idea. Not like I have a lot of ideas anyway. Click. Brrr. I don't know if people didn't notice the blue light going off or everyone was just too busy playing girls chase boys. No kids came over. I think Mr. Nerd must have felt sorry for me because he walked over with a box of checkers. Would you like to be my friend? I guess it was better than nothing, but I hope Mr. Nerd doesn't think this is going to be a regular. King me! King me! When is dead. Okay, you know things are bad when even your little brother has more friends. A family of a kindergarten-age kid named Mikey moved down the street a few weeks ago. And Mikey and Manny hit it off. The two of them have been hanging out after school every day since they met. Mikey loves to drink grape juice, and I've never seen him without a juicing around his lips. So he always looks like a 40-year-old man with a goatee. The only thing Mikey and Manny do together is watch TV. As far as I know, neither of them has said a single word to the other. But I guess something about their relationship just works. Bonk! Smash! And even crazier than that, now Grandpa has a girlfriend. I didn't even know you could still date once you got to Grandpa's age. Guess I was wrong. I probably shouldn't be surprised. Dad says that at leisure towers, the women always outnumber the men 10-1. So there are always women lined up at Grandpa's door, trying to win him over with casseroles and baked goods. Grandpa started dating this widow named Darlene, and we met her this weekend when they came over for dinner. Stop slouching! I think it's totally crazy that Riley and Grandpa are gonna have girlfriends at the same time. All I can say is these are the people who are gonna populate the next generation. The human race is in big trouble. Grandpa plus Grandma equals Riley plus Abigail equals. I never, and I mean never, should have opened up to Mom about my social life because now she made it her mission to help me find new friends. Yesterday, she invited her old roommate from college to our house because her friend has a son, and Mom thought the two of us might really hit it off. But what Mom didn't mention is that her friend's son is a high school senior, which made it a really awkward afternoon. Gregory likes Shrinky Dinks. You like Shrinky Dinks? Lately, Mom's been giving me tips on how to make new friends at school. I think her heart is in the right place, but the advice she gives me would never work with kids my age. For example, Mom said that if I'm just really not kind to everyone I meet, then word will spread and I'll become the most popular kid at school in no time. Have you heard how nice Greg Heffley is? I heard he was nice too. It's all true. Maybe that kind of stuff worked when Mom was growing up, but kids aren't like that anymore. I keep telling Mom that nowadays popularity is based on stuff about what kind of clothes you wear and what kind of cell phones you have, but she doesn't want to hear it. At school, there's this big push to encourage positive reinforcement, so they've started taking down all the anti-bullying posters in the hallway because you don't fit in with the new feed. Hey, bully! We're watching you! Like bullying? hope you like prison. Stomp out bullying. Now instead of punishing kids for acting mean to each other, now they're rewarding kids for being nice. The basic idea is that if a teacher catches you being kind to another kid, you get a hero point. A kid drops a book from his locker. Whoops! Another kid picks his book up and gives it to him. Then the teacher catches him and says, "Aha! If you get a certain number of hero points, you can turn them in for prizes like extra recess time." The hero points look like and say, "You've earned 1 hero point. Turn in your hero points at the front office for prizes," with a bee having a mask on. The homeroom that gets the most hero points gets a day off from school in June. I actually thought it was a pretty decent idea, but of course, people always have to go and mess things up. Right away, kids didn't realize that they didn't have to actually do good deeds to get points. They just started faking good deeds whenever the teachers were around. "Let me help you with those books, Anthony." "Why, thank you, Peter." Hero points are printed off sheets of 10, and teachers tear one off when they want to reward a kid. Eric Blick got his hands on one of the sheets and photocopied it. So after that, there were all these counterfeit hero points going around school. Eric started selling them for 25 cents a point, but then other kids realized they could make copies too. And after that, there were so many hero points going around that you could buy 100 for a quarter. The teachers got suspicious when the worst kids in our class started turning in tons of hero points for extra recess. Plop, plop, plop. So the school invalidated all the hero points printed on white paper and created a who knew batch on green paper. It didn't take long for people to make new copies on green paper, and the whole thing started all over again. Every time the school changed the color of the paper, there would be fakes made within 24 hours. Finally, the school started punishing kids who turned in more than 5 hero points at a time, because the teachers saw that as proof they were counterfeit. But that wasn't fair either. Marshall Templeton, one of the nicest kids in our grade, got put in detention for the rest of the month, even though he earned his 35 hero points legitimately. Eventually, the janitor busted one of the main counterfeit operations when he walked into an empty science room that the kids were using as their base. Boom, boom. Huh? The school canceled the whole Hero Points program after that, which stinks, because now that extra recess is off the table, nobody's willing to do anything nice. Kid with crutches trying to get his food to the table. A little help? Sunday. I think Mom took the stuff that I said about popularity with kids my age to heart, because today we were going clothes shopping. Ordinarily, I can't stand going clothes shopping because the only time we do it is at the beginning of the school year. And once a year, enough for me. These khakis will go great with that sweater vest. I've done lots of boring stuff in my life, but nothing, and I mean nothing, saps my energy worse than back to school shopping. Changing them. Come on, just a few more pairs. frugal Freddy's. I think the people who run that store understand guys because it gives us our own little area to sit while the woman shouts, "The Dude Stone!" Last September, Mom took me and Roderick to Frugal Freddy's and picked out all of our clothes. Unfortunately, she forgot to come get us after she was done shopping and got all the way home before she realized it. We must have been there for 3 hours before Mom came back to get us. Dude, so. Blink, blink, blink. Well, today I was actually excited to go clothes shopping. I got 2 pairs of jeans and 3 t-shirts, but the thing I was most pumped up about was the shoes. All of my shoes are hand-me-downs from Roger, and whenever I get a pair of his, I have to spend a few hours scraping the bubble gum off the bottoms. Scrape, scrape.